Hi, and welcome to the Indie Music Podcast, the podcast for independent musicians and other audio professionals. We're your hosts. I'm Matt Denton, also known as Mojo of Ragged Birds Music. I'm a Bay Area mix engineer and recording artist. And Douglas Reynolds of Resonance Mastering, a mastering engineer in Bloomington, Illinois.
Welcome to Indie Music Podcast, Season 2, Episode 202. In this episode, we speak with the Fleming Jenkins Band and the Recording Den. We talk about their upcoming album, Green Skies, play some sound bites, and discuss recording the album, engineering, release plans, and a little bit more about the Recording Den and their new studio. Hey, good evening.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Lois. Hey, Mike. Travis.
I'm here.
Hey.
This is Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Hey,
So,
Where are you right now?
Well, I'm in the backyard. No, I'm in Northern California. I am just north of San Francisco.
Oh,
And,
awesome.
yeah, we're like
our friends
from
are in
coast
San
to coast
Francisco
here.
right now. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
my backyard studio
Oh,
that we
nice.
built this summer.
Oh, awesome.
That's great.
Can you
the
send,
shred.
can you send us some pictures of it?
Absolutely.
Oh, nice. Thanks. It'd be great to see. I love the West Coast. You're so lucky. I love it out there.
Thank you. It's it's expensive, but we think it's worth it.
My cousin's out there. I think he was is he working for Tyra? No, he was working for Tyra. I think he might. I don't even know if he's still working for Chelsea, but he's out there. It's just very, very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and get started because we have a hard stop at 40 minutes. So, Matt, you all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Fired up.
All right. Welcome to Indie Music Podcast, the world famous podcast for independent musicians.
Oh, world famous. I love
World
it.
famous.
World famous.
I
With
saw
at
a
least
visitor-
3 listeners.
Yeah, I saw a visitor from like the Cayman Islands in Google Analytics, you know? So,
Oh, that's my banker.
oh, yeah. So we are really excited and happy to introduce the Fleming Jenkins Band and the Recording Den this evening, who are made up of Lois Branch and Travis Branch and Mike Sorentino. And so they are with us. And tonight we want to talk about the Fleming Jenkins Band's, their upcoming release, and maybe get into some of the more technical aspects of what happens going on behind the scenes in the recording studio at the Recording Den. And anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Travis, Lois, and Mike, and also introduce them to Matt.
Yeah. Hi, and
Hey,
welcome to the
Matt.
podcast. Hi. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Nice to
Hi,
meet
Doug.
you.
Doug, you blew my cover. I actually, Branch is my married name, but my stage name is Lois Larson, which is
I thought you were going to say
My
Lois
maiden
Lane.
Lois Larson. That's an old joke. I've lived with that one since day one.
Yeah.
My dad likes that one.
Yeah, your dad likes that one. Yeah. So thanks for having us on.
Of course. So let's just jump in. Fleming Jenkins Band, tell us, where are you located and what type of music do you like to play? And I know the answer to that. And do you live gig in different times when we're not in our current state of COVID pandemic? And then the recording studio and creating music and albums.
Well, we're in Connecticut. We love Connecticut. We're out in Bethany, just north of New Haven. Beautiful little town, and
More horses than people.
more horses.
Oh,
than-
funny.
Yeah, country living. That's
We
what
like
it
this.
is.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is. It's like 80% water company land.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
between that and the horse farms,
And
there
hiking
are,
trails. It's a beautiful town.
There are only like 4,000 or 5,000 people
Yeah.
for a vast amount
Yeah,
of
yeah,
space.
great people, really friendly people actually in Bethany. A lot of really interesting folks. It's I've been there for about 1.5 years, and Travis has been there for about 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But so we're from Connecticut. Mike is from Connecticut as well.
Mhm.
Mike helped produced our album. He's the engineer. And
So we're based out of Bethany, but we were initially, well, the Fleming Jenkins band was
Originally Hot Yoga
called
Explosion.
Hot Yoga Explosion. I feel like,
Yeah.
It's kind of a disclaimer.
I feel like Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
But there's already a band called the Originals, so it became the new Original.
You didn't lose any drummers along the way, did you?
No, not yet. But,
And so we, Randy, right?
yeah, we don't want to lose Randy.
So we were Hot Yoga Explosion, and we were actually a live gigging band based at that point out of Greenwich, a few years ago, and we rehearsed out of a friend's basement, and then we parted ways. It was basically too far for me to be. For us to be going rather.
It was an hour for you and 2 hours for me because I was in Northern Connecticut.
At that point, Lois was living in East Windsor. I was in Bethany, and then we were commuting down for band practice to Greenwich. So, for those who don't know, Connecticut, that's like for Lois, that would be like an hour commute each way.
Oh wow,
or more. Right?
2 hours.
2 hour commute each way. I'm sorry, an hour to me and then an hour further down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's a regular day for Matt.
yeah. Well, it used to be. Now my commute is a 50-foot walk. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
great.
Mine right now is 8 minutes. I like that because we have beautiful hills to drive on. But
The new studio is only is
8 minutes.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that. But so Fleming Jenkins, Travis and I played together at home quite a bit, and we did some recordings that we put online. It was really fun, and we play with we were playing with friends every Friday night and jamming out, and then we just decided to kind of start writing music, and it went snowballed from there. I don't know, about a year ago we started the album.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, Travis has been writing music for a lot longer than I've been.
Even not
around.
this kind of music, really.
Yeah.
But more sort of soundscapey kind of.
Yeah,
stuff.
ambient stuff, really cool stuff. Travis S. Branch.
So to borrow from Pink Floyd, which one's Fleming Jenkins?
What?
Well,
is that like Leroy Jenkins?
yeah, right. He pops up when you Google it.
Yeah.
But so we were Hot Yoga Explosion. Just to get back to that real quick, and I got all paranoid that the word explosion was going to downgrade us in Google search results because it would not
pre-fill
autofill our name.
Yeah, on YouTube, you'd have to spell out explosion, and you felt like if I hit that end, someone's coming through this door.
It just annoyed me that I knew that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was wrong, but I do know for a fact that it wouldn't. If you wrote Hot Yoga X, of course it would finish. If you write Fleming, it's going to say Fleming Jenkins Band, right?
Yeah.
So it was purposely not doing that. So I thought we were getting downgraded just because of the word explosion. So then we changed it to Fleming Jenkins.
Yeah,
Band.
you were in a band a long time ago called Fleming Jenkins, and we were thinking of names, and we both like that. We like the whole idea behind it, and Fleming.
It used to be called Fleming Jenkins and the Heritable Variations.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Although we still have, heritable variations.
But the band is really the band is really just the two of us plus a couple of our friends who play here and there on some
ringers.
songs.
A couple of ringers like Mike here.
Right. So I play most of the music on the record, and then Lois sings. I do some backup vocals on a couple of things, and then I sing one song on the album, and then
I write the lyrics for the most part.
Mike played keys on a couple of tunes and helped arrange some things, and so Fleming Jenkins is really it's more like the Gorillaz, where it's kind of like one guy or two, a couple less behind the scene. I don't know. I mean. Can we?
I get it.
What do you mean? I
get it.
I got the eyebrows.
No. I'm just having fun, wondering where you're going with this.
The group, the Gorillas, not actual
I'm really
Gorillas,
into
right?
it, actually.
Can I?
So for people who haven't, who aren't familiar with you, what kind of music? How would you describe your music?
It's I don't know. It's pretty acoustic. There's a lot of acoustic guitar. It's kind of.
I would say it's like layered rock. It's kind of
bluesy,
folky. It's just, it feels like kind of just like a natural extension of, there's nothing forced about it. It's all, I don't know. It is
sort of, I I'm a big fan of King Crimson and Robert Fripp and Adrian Belew and the stuff that Fripp has done with, not only like all of his soundscape stuff, I think is wonderful, and all the Frippatronic stuff and everything. But aside, is the sort of repetitive pattern stuff that he did, like frame by frame, and Three of a Perfect Pair. That kind of sort of repetitive guitar stuff has always been something I've been into. So you can hear it here and there throughout the different pieces. I don't know. My brother said that some of the stuff that we do reminds him of old Genesis, and that's probably like Midway Lullaby, I would think.
Yeah.
So very cool. Very cool.
And
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, Pink Floyd a little bit.
I hate to say Pink Floyd.
I can see here and there where different things remind people of different, but I've heard some pretty interesting ones too. Like, who did Lucy, our stepdaughter, said?
I don't remember, but
anyway.
I think I mentioned early on that I got a kind of a Cowboy Junkies kind of vibe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was cool. Thanks for that, Doug.
They're great.
I remember those guys.
Yeah. So you've that style of music that you're doing and everything leading into, you've got a new album coming out, and I would like you to tell us all about it. The name of the album is Green Skies, and we're looking at a pending release, and so we're really excited about that. Can you tell us about Green Skies and how that all came together?
Yeah. Thanks. We're really excited about it too. It's kind of like, scary and exciting. And it's like, there is my soul I'm putting out there for people. Yeah. I don't know if Travis feels the same way, but so it's been a really crazy year, 2020. We went through like so much stuff, and a lot of it was really, really good. And a lot of it was, tragic. And I think we've both kind of led interesting lives, and I think you hear a lot of that in the music. And when we decided to do this album, I think when you do an album, you want to like have an idea around it, and so I think all the songs are pretty purposeful, and the arrangement of the songs are all very purposeful, and their placement in the album, and so it's really
it really wasn't hard. The hardest thing is to me with music, I mean, in the writing process, is just getting into the chair, but then at that point it's like, it really, I've never, I love Lois's lyrics. She's a wonderful lyricist. Sometimes I say, I don't like that word, or sorry, I don't think that's, maybe try phrasing this another way or something. And she's always super, agreeable and open to that, and usually ends up agreeing with me, or sometimes not, or whatever. But it's very collaborative, and everything musically, just and in terms of lyrically, it just came together very quickly. Even though it took us a year to put the album together, each song came together, really quickly. Very, very quickly, and it didn't really change much from the original idea behind them.
It's been really fun, like writing all these songs and how they come together. One day we were out working in the garden, and we went into the garage, and I don't know, we were arranging some flowers or something, and sorry, and I don't know, maybe I was planting, I can't remember.
I just like the image of Travis arranging flowers.
We're flower arranging. No, sorry, but anyways, I have this thing for this lemon verbena, this herb. And so Travis said, "Oh, write me a song about lemon verbena." I'm like, "Sure, challenge accepted." So it's like really cool little fun song, and it just kind of reminds me of like, Irish folk songs. Maybe it doesn't sound like one, but the heart of that is in that song, and friendships and stuff like that. So I don't know. All these songs have,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a
different
little country
meanings
ditty thing, like a
anyway,
little walking.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a fun.
It's a fun song.
It's a fun song.
Yeah.
But
it was
certainly
fun
in
how it came
comparison to
about.
the rest of the album, which is not fun, but it's
a little heavier.
It's a little bit of a heavy album. I mean, I don't think it sound wise. I don't think it's very heavy. There are not too many instruments involved or anything like that. But it's
How would you describe it, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
The whole album.
Just like I don't know.
No, it's the Lemon Verbena is definitely the levity of the whole entire album.
Well, there's Living On too, which is fun. So.
Yeah. There are a couple of fun songs, but it was just fun how they came together. Like, sometimes Travis will be like, riffing on the guitar, and I'll hear something and I'll say, oh my gosh, I think I have the lyrics for that.
Nice.
Or, he'll, I'll say, hey, I'm writing this. And he'll say, oh, let me see. And then he'll, start noodling around, and suddenly we have a song. And it's just kind of cool how it all morphs. And
well, Lois just picks up the pad and goes off and writes, and so we'll just start writing, and we'll write for a couple of hours, and then she'll have this whole sort of cachet of lyrics. So if I start playing something, she will literally say, hey, I think I have something that might work with that, and then if it does, it might need a little bit of adjustment or whatever. But it seems to have been how
So do you guys do you record your ideas there on the spot with something and then take it to the studio later, or you record at home, or what's your recording process like?
Generally, it goes from iPhone to my home studio, and then we record I record a lot of it, like some things from home, and we'll then send it over to Mike here at the recording den, and who's my also my business partner here at the recording den, and an engineer for our album, Fleming Jenkins' album Green Skies, and and then from here we'll take some of those tracks. Sometimes I retrack them. Sometimes they're okay. It depends on the quality of the stem. But the bulk majority gets shipped over here to Mike, and then we refine it here in the studio again.
We do all the vocals here.
And do all the vocals here, and then add in additional instruments and things, and do a lot of mixing and stuff, and then do some replacement guitar, and then from here. Mike helps, arrange, edit, mix, and
that's been a really cool collaboration. That's been a lot of fun. A lot of late nights and tired people, and lots of pistachios and dried mangoes and coffee.
Nice.
And it's been really great. So we're having some CDs printed up, and as well as digital stuff. And so when you pick up the CD, you'll see, pictures underneath the CD. And so we have a picture of Mike in there. And because
lying on the ground,
something like that.
It sounds kind of like the compositional process for Green Skies, at least, was largely spontaneous in the way that you came up with song ideas and started putting things together.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I'd say so. We had a general structure kind of that we were working around. Just a basic idea for the album. And we kind of just kept that in mind, whether we agreed on the path it was going or not. We had some push and pull, but it was all really good constructive stuff. And
what about the title? Is there any significance there?
I think I don't recall exactly. I remember we said we have to come up with an album name, and then I think I said, okay, how about Green Skies?
Yeah,
I think it was that easy.
It was pretty much that easy.
And I don't know where it came from or whatever. And then then of course Aurora Borealis is a thing.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty great thing.
Yeah.
And I used to go up to Canada.
Well, I think we came up with a song name "Green Skies" first, didn't we? And then
we thought, there was originally there was and we might, we could still do something along these lines, but originally the album was structured with Green Skies, which is a song with no words in it. They're vocals, they're oohs and background things, but no words. But there were 3 parts to it, and it was going to sort of weave in and out of the other songs in the album, sort of like a Dark Side, or what Pink Floyd type thing, where "Shining You Crazy Diamond" does, or whatever. But we scratched that idea because every time I came up with part 2, she'd start adding words, and it sounded good. So I was like, whatever. So let's make this into another song.
Yeah, we just kept
so Green Skies Part 2 became, I think, Midway Lullaby, and Green Skies Part 3 was ended up being
Black Door.
I
can't remember. I don't know. But anyway, so Green Skies. I think for me, when Travis just came up with this idea, is we love colors, and we're really into color, and we wanted to bring something about color into it. And for me, when I think of Green Skies, it's like this just very like, ethereal kind of, I don't know, experience, a feeling, look,
I like that. Kind of like evokes an image and evokes a feeling along with it.
Of wonder and awe and the beauty of nature. And on our album cover, you see there's you can see an evergreen in a cabin, and that to me is just like, I love a cabin. Give me a fire by the sea, with evergreens all around. It's just it reminds me of some of my favorite places I've ever been in my life.
Nice.
But that's right.
So there's 9 songs on the album, correct?
Yep.
And I would like to, if it'd be all right, give our listeners a little bit of a preview. That would be okay, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Love that.
Well, Darkness, I think, is one that I'd like to do an excerpt of here. So if you give me just a moment, I would like to give our listeners a sample. Darkness from the upcoming album, Green Skies.
Thank you.
So, Darkness, what was the inspiration on this particular tune?
Well, there's a mystery. Oh, not a mystery, but there's a what do you call it? A ghostwriter here involved. This song was actually written by a friend of ours named Matt Bennett, Matthew Bennett Music.
Yep.
And
I mentioned earlier that we would play music on Friday and Saturday nights, or sometimes Sunday nights, with friends of ours, and Matt and his friend Tracy would come over quite a bit, and Matt would play some of his songs when we were all playing together, and Darkness is one that we just really loved. Love it.
Yeah, it's transformed a lot from the original. Yeah. I think not the words haven't changed at all.
Yeah.
They're great lyrics. He's a wonderful lyricist.
Mm-hmm.
And his music is definitely worth checking out. But so the inspiration behind it, you'd have to ask Matt, but from it's pretty. It sounds like he's overcome or the person in question has overcome their demons and sort of kick something to the curb, and they're ready to move on with their life, is what I get from it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty powerful
song. I think
it is.
that's why we opened up the album with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, taking control of your life and doing away with, maybe old thoughts, maybe old habits, maybe whatever things
in a
that have
slow
held you
funk.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's got a great lo-fi feel and a great groove. I like the vocal treatment.
Oh,
Cool.
thank you. That would be Michael, and of course,
Yeah.
and we left off the part of the process there where we, after we're done here, we send it off to Douglas Reynolds of
Oh yeah.
of Residence Mastering.
Yeah, there's this guy Doug.
Doug, you did a fantastic job mastering the record, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just been another really icing on the cake, is having all the songs mastered and by such a really great
perfectionist and obvious
funny
workhorse,
guy.
and super gentle, nice guy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I was trying to play I don't really know what's going on here with your album roll, but I actually
You know very well.
I know everything about your album.
I just still got to explain it for people who are coming to this fresh.
Well,
Did I just blow something?
no, it's okay. I would like to play one more soundbite. Would that be okay?
Please.
Yeah. Sure.
How about a little bit of For a While? I love this song so much.
Oh, great.
No smiles, no love, no laughter. She can see me.
So this song, it changes in its pace and the intensity in the guitar a little bit later in the song. I love the guitar work on this one. Can you tell me, what guitar were you playing on this one?
That main riff you're hearing there in the beginning is throughout the acoustic is the acoustic I play on everything that I've had for 25 years now, which is a 71 Martin D12. And it's a simple looking guitar, and it plays beautifully, and it records beautifully. It just sounds great. So that's my favorite acoustic guitar, and that's that along with a Gibson semi hollow body, like a what is it, ES 135 or
335?
Yes, thank you. You know what? It doesn't actually say the model number on it, and so I'm going to put something.
The only way you know is if somebody tells you.
Yeah, and so I bought it. Like,
Nice and carving in the side.
I bought it. So anyway, but it's a beautiful sound.
Maybe that should be your tattoo.
It'll get
3 to 5. You'll never forget
so I remember what
it
guitar I'm playing. Like this. But this.
Well, Matt mentioned the vocal work on that and the kind of the lo-fi vibe he said. Mm-hmm. And that kind of brings me into, I wanted to talk to Mike about the engineering perspective on the album and what types of things did you have in mind during the production process on how this was going to feel and turn out as you were working on the songs?
Well, when I approach a song, I listen to it, and I want to know what vibe I'm getting from it. And I kind of base everything around feel, I guess, so how does it make me feel? So I don't know. I go into it. I don't want to say just blind. I mean, I listen to it and I just kind of, move knobs as I go.
Yeah.
So basically, so, yeah. And whatever they give to me, I just try to make it, I don't know, come a little bit more alive and whenever, the way it arrives. So
I know I've said before, and with Matt and some of our discussions, is that the music tells you what it needs.
Exactly.
And I think there's so many engineers, producers out there that don't get that. And I think that you definitely do. Working with you has just been fantastic. And the feedback and the teamwork that I've experienced, through the process, it made it very fun. So I really appreciate that. I think some of the things that your work it might be of interest to our listeners that you do work in an analog domain, but also in hybrid as well.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot of analog warmth in all these mixes.
Well, yeah, because everything actually in the rear end. I mean, if it wasn't tracked here, because I'm definitely hybrid. So basically, a lot of it that I use the computer for is just basically hard disk recording. So it goes in analog, and I go out usually 2-bus. So yeah, I'm running real transformers, real compressors, real EQs. So I try to do it that way. I just like the vibe of it, obviously, I mean, if someone brings me a dubstep album, I mean, or whatever, I'm not, that doesn't fit the analog, domain, but, so yeah, I try to tailor things to, to the music. And I try to take things that fits the studio. So we tend to do more folky, jazz, gospel, whatever, so, which I think analog, I mean, just in my book, I'm not like one of these snobs. Like there's some guys that are like, oh, analog's the only thing. But I think for the most part, analog just adds such a nice, I don't know, just, digital's so flat and two-dimensional to me, so the analog just gives me the width, the depth, the height. And like I said, all the saturation, the coloration, it just enhances the sound. And so when you're actually listening to the music, I mean, instead of listening at the music, you're with it, so that's why I choose the analog, so yeah. So it's, like I said, it's all genre dependent,
Right.
But the bottom line is if it sounds good, it is good. So, however way I got it.
I know I send something back and I go, well, what do you think? Does this sound good? And
Well, that's it, So, like Bruce Woodian, I mean, he would say, whatever you got to do. I mean, if you got to turn it around backwards, that's the bottom line. I mean, you can know all the rules, but record.
So release plans on Green Skies album. When are we thinking we're going to have that out in digital and available for listening? And then the CDs that you mentioned, probably by what, the end of January, maybe in that neighborhood?
Yep, end of January.
Yeah, that's probably likely.
Yes, well, I think we'll be alive in the digital world well before then. But CDs and everything will be at least people will be able to order them. I think as of, I don't want to say as soon as tomorrow isn't really tomorrow, is it? Right. So as of the time this airs, I think if you go to FlemingJenkinsBand.com, you could order the CDs straight from there.
Yep.
And pre-order them, and I think they'll certainly by the time this airs, hopefully everything will be alive in the digital world in the next couple of days.
Right. Cool.
Of course, some platforms take up to a month to release.
Yeah.
Any plans for a release party or live stream or anything like that?
Not right now. I think that maybe that will have to come like way after the album is released, because we're so busy doing so many, getting the new studio ready, and we just have a lot going on. So,
and the recording den, so new studio. And where's your location? Where's your studio location?
Bethany. So we're moving up to Bethany. So.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I want to make sure that I'll get all the links together. We'll put those in the show notes.
Absolutely.
For the podcast.
So we're not far from Hartford, New Haven. New York City is like a hop, skip, and a jump, really.
Yeah.
And
the studios. I mean, we say Bethany, people have never heard of it, but Bethany is really it's a suburb directly outside of New Haven. So it's just
just the edge of it, not,
Yeah, right.
You don't want to upset the Bethany folk.
You don't want to. There's something wrong with New Haven.
No, New Haven's great, but it's a city, and Bethany has its own.
It's just easy to get to.
Yeah.
My point. It's right on Route 63, Amity Road. It's in an old post office, which is pretty cool.
Oh, fun.
It's such a cool building.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it was great. We walked in, and we're looking at I've been looking at so many different places. And walked into this place, and it already had the control room window, which is a big one too. It's like maybe 16 feet wide or something, or 12 feet wide. Mike?
12. Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
anyway,
it was
already there.
It was
so it was like, which was strange.
Yeah.
It was like, what kind of business? I mean, I don't know if that was part of the post office or it was one of many things after it was post office. But anyway, it's had the window there already, so it was sort of. Seemed to me like it was
meant to be.
It was meant to be, right. So it's got a great big live room, 1,000-foot live room, beautiful control room, and some offices off to the side. And
excellent.
Well, I want to thank you all so much.
Thanks for
joining us on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So great to meet you guys and talk to you guys.
here.
Yeah, great to meet you guys.
You as well. Happy New Year.
All right.
And Happy New Year. Have a
Happy
great year.
New Year.
Thanks
And good luck with your release.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We enjoyed it immensely.
Very
Hey, Doug,
good.
you want to do a quick 3, 2, 1 snap?
Yeah.
So we all line up.
3, 2,
2, 1.
Right on.
That should work. Very cool.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thanks,
much.
everybody. Have a good night.
Yep.
All right.
Cheers.
All right. Take care.
Well, that wraps up another episode of the Indie Music Podcast. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, or just leave us a review on iTunes if you like what you've heard. Find our social links and episode guide at indiemusiccast.com. Until next time, keep creating.